If you're getting serious about home coffee roasting, you probably hit this exact crossroads. On one side, you've got the classic, super trusted Gene Cafe CBR 101, and on the other, its brand new, smart successor, the CBR 301. So, is the upgrade actually worth it? Well, let's break it all down.
So this is the big question, right? Do you stick with the beloved manual machine that's been a proven workhorse for so many home roasters, or do you jump into the new smart tech with its promise of data, precision, and repeatability? By the end of this, I promise, you'll know exactly which one is for you. Here's how we're going to figure it out. First, we'll meet our two contenders. Then, we'll look at the core roasting tech that they both share before we dive into the really big differences: performance, that smart app, and just the day-to-day experience. And then, at the end, I'll give you a super clear verdict on which one you should buy. All right, first up, let's get to know our two machines. Now, on the surface, they look pretty similar, but they are built around two totally different philosophies. One is all manual, and the other one is all about being smart. First, we have the CBR 101. And listen, this machine is a legend for a reason. It is simple, it's intuitive, and it's completely hands-on. For years, this has been the go-to for people starting their home roasting journey because, well, it just works, and it puts you in complete control. And here is the challenger, the CBR 301. It takes that same awesome, proven design and adds one massive upgrade: Bluetooth connectivity and app control. And let me tell you, this changes everything about how you interact with your roast. This table gives us a fantastic at-a-glance comparison. You can immediately see the key upgrades with the 301. You get both manual and app control, a slightly bigger batch size, that total game-changing ability to save and repeat profiles, and a much cleaner integrated chaff collector. Now let's break down what these really mean for you. But hold on, before we get lost in all the differences, it's super important to understand what makes them both a Gene Cafe in the first place. Because under the hood, the core roasting technology, the heart of the machine, is exactly the same. So both the 101 and the 301 use a method called indirect hot air roasting. This is crucial. It means a stream of hot air is flowing through the beans, roasting them gently and evenly from the inside out. This is way different from a traditional drum roaster where beans touch a hot surface, which means you have a much lower risk of scorching or tipping your beans.
And that amazing even heating is paired with Gene Cafe's other patented technology, the vortex twisting method. The chamber itself actually rotates on an off axis, creating this really unique 3D tumbling motion. What that means is every single bean is constantly moving, which ensures a remarkably consistent roast. This is the shared magic behind both of these models.
So with that shared foundation, let's get to where these two machines really start to go their separate ways. And this is the core of the decision: performance and control. With the CBR 101, it is all about simplicity. You get two knobs to adjust time and temperature. That's it. It's a direct, tactile experience. The CBR 301 keeps those same exact knobs for manual roasting, but it adds that powerful second layer of control through the app. The 301 also brings a pretty practical upgrading capacity. It tops out at 300 grams compared to the 101's 250. Now that extra 50 grams might not sound like a ton, but it's a nice little bonus, especially if you're roasting for espresso or maybe sharing with friends. But here's what that app control really gets you: power over variables that are totally locked on the 101. We're talking 3 different levels of fan speed and 3 levels of motor speed. This lets you influence the roast curve with a level of precision the older model just can't dream of matching. So let's dive deeper into what is, without a doubt, the #1 reason to consider the CBR 301, the Smart app. I mean, this is the feature that really elevates the machine from just a simple tool into an advanced roasting system. It all starts with a simple Bluetooth connection to your phone. Once you're paired up, the app becomes your command center, letting you monitor and control the entire roast in real time, right from the palm of your hand. It's pretty cool. And this right here is the killer feature: roast profiling. The app logs everything, every temperature change, every fan adjustment, every single second. So, did you absolutely nail the perfect roast? You can save that entire session as a profile. Next time, you can just load it up and have the machine repeat it for you. Exactly. You can even compare graphs of 2 different roasts side by side and mark those crucial events like first and second crack. This is all about consistency and learning. As one reviewer from Coffee One Roast at a Time put it, for anyone who enjoys analyzing data, this feature is hugely useful. It really transforms roasting from guesswork into a science, where you can actually learn from every single batch. Now, one important heads up though. The sources do mention that the Bluetooth connection can be a little unstable at times. The recommendation is to just keep an eye on it during the roast and be ready to switch over to manual control if you have to.
It's not just about the app, though. The CBR 301 also brings some really nice physical design improvements. You know, the kind of quality of life upgrades that make using it day-to-day just a little bit better. And a perfect example is the chaff collector. On the 101, it's this external piece you have to detach and twist open. It's a little clumsy. With the 301, it's a sleek, integrated drawer. You just slide it out, dump the chaff, and slide it right back in. It is so much faster and cleaner. The cooling cycle has also been improved. The CBR 101 takes about 10 minutes to cool those beans down to a safe temperature. The CBR 301 shaves a couple minutes off that, with a faster, more efficient cycle that takes roughly 8 minutes. Look, it's a small difference, but hey, it gets you to your finished beans that much quicker. Okay, we've covered the technology, the performance, the app, and the design, so let's bring it all together for the final verdict. Which one of these roasters is the right choice for you?
You should buy the classic CBR 101 if you're just starting out and you want the most affordable way in. It's also the perfect machine if you value a simple, tactile, hands-on process and you really aren't worried about logging data or getting machine-assisted repeatability. You're the kind of person who wants to roast by sight, sound, and smell.
On the other hand, you should definitely upgrade to the CBR 301 if consistency is your #1 priority. If you want to replicate that one perfect roast over and over again, the 301 is for you. It's for the person who loves digging into data to see how tiny changes affect the final cup and who wants that advanced control over every possible variable.
So, what's our overall pick? Well, it has to be the CBR 301. Here's why. It can do everything the classic 101 can do. You can still run it fully manually. But that added layer of app control, profiling, and data analysis offers a much higher ceiling for growth and learning in your home roasting journey.
Ultimately, the choice really comes down to your personal philosophy. What do you value more on your coffee journey? The art of manual control or the science of data-driven perfection? The answer to that question is going to tell you exactly which Gene Cafe is right for you. Thanks for watching.